Okay.
Very good.
Um, CD. I do have something I want to talk about, but it's a spoiler thing, so I'm going to have to warn everybody
Okay.
before I talk about it. Right now, I gotta warn you. If you don't want spoilers, I will put a timestamp to skip to right now, either audio or video wise. Go to that timestamp. It's for Tales of Berseria, and you need to play this fucking game. Do not, unless you genuinely never think you'll play it, fucking skip. Like, right now. Okay, everyone gone? Everybody gone? Fantastic, everyone's gone. Okay, so, yeah, we went to Velvet's hometown in the story, and oh god, I was tripping the fuck out this entire segment. I am tripping the fuck out because I'm like, are we sure they died? I'm like, I saw the corpses. Are we sure they were dead? And the entire time, I'm like, this has to be a trick. This has to be a trick. It's how the illusion, it's how Velvet knew the illusion was broken. Was the same moment I realized it was an illusion. And it was the porridge. She's like, I made the porridge too sweet. And as soon as she said that, I'm like,
Hang on a minute.
I'm like, you shouldn't be able to taste that. And that was the same moment she did it, because everybody else in the group was like, wait, what did she say? Oh, such a good moment. Such a fucking good moment. I was, oh my god. I was that blew my, I was like, I'm like, there's no way they could fake an entire town. Are they gaslighting me right now? Is this game gaslighting me into thinking that everybody's not dead? No, everyone is dead. Which makes that end of that segment. Which makes that end of that segment even more fucked up when you go back into town and, like, there's nobody there. Because you remember, it's not like the town was destroyed. The town was not destroyed. All the villagers got killed. So the town is exactly how they left it. It's just, everything's just sitting there exactly how they left it that night. I'm like, that's fucking spooky. It's not, a town being, like, ruined and, like, burnt down, that's one thing. A town just being empty and like everyone's gone, that's the level of fucking that's a fucking level of like, I don't like that. It's not good. Don't do that. Don't do that. There's also,
and those are supposed to be the good guys, right?
Oh no, I bring that up so much where I'm like, oh, the Abby's are good guys, huh? I'm like, I don't know. You're not. I'm like, you know what? Because like, their claim is it's for the greater good, right? Sacrifice a few for the many. And I'm like, I don't know, dude. You still sacrificed a fucking child. Like, that still seems really fucked up. like, I don't care what comes out of this. You still sacrifice some chick's brother. That still seems a little fucked up in my eyes. I don't know. I'm not really with you on that. That and you kind of turned a child into a Therian, and then that child ate her mother. That was also a little fucked up. Like, just genuinely fucked up. Like, we still haven't told her that her mom's dead. I don't know if we do or not. I'm not done with the game. But I have a feeling you can't really tell someone who might just turn into a demon the second she finds out. Like, I feel like the second you tell her, there's no going back. You're gonna have to kill her. Like, there's no chance. But, where I am right now that I'm talking spoilers for a moment, before I have to cut back to not talking about fucking spoilers for this goddamn game, is Oscar uses that special art, like, so his sister gets fused with the Therian. You beat up his sister, and then his brother like goes full on like Super Sentai anime mode and like activates his superpower, and I beat his ass. And, like, they both end up dying at the end of this shit. I'm like, damn, Velvet, what the fuck? Damn, what? And, I mean, like, that shouldn't bother me as much as it does, right? Because I've accepted the idea that Velvet threatens, like, there's, like, no one she won't threaten with death. Like, it's not really a thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she threatens, like, everybody. Like, I don't think I've seen anybody that she's met that she hasn't been like, I'll eat you, don't try me. But, like,
she's not a good guy either.
This is like this is the first time I think I've ever seen her actually shaken up by murdering someone. Like she's actively like, oh no,
Yeah.
oh no, I murdered them. I
I mean,
killed.
she hasn't exactly seen the consequences like this
No, not really.
after getting to know them a little bit, even. Most of the others, yep, they attacked, dead. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Doesn't bother me.
yeah, they fucking started it. Like,
Yep.
although I will say the sister getting
Mhm.
turned into a Therian, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
if I have to take you back to the fucking prison with all the others, I'm gonna have to lock you up, aren't I? I'm not gonna be able to just have you walk around free like the rest. Like, you're just not. That's not gonna be a thing for you, is it? Ah, damn it. I'm like, we're gonna have to put you in a goddamn cell, aren't we? God damn it. I don't want to do that. God damn it. But no, now she's dead. So now I really gotta wonder what we do now, because like, it doesn't. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't gotten far enough. I don't know. I know I'm almost done with the
I'm
game.
not gonna say
The
anything.
game is almost finished. I know the game is like nearing the end. I'm just like at this point now. I'm just like, ah man, fuck. This is uncomfortable. This is not. Also, can I just say, Eisen is one of my favorite characters in this game. Like, genuinely, he's one of my favorites. The guy is basically a grown-up who is still a child. Like, the guy goes on impassioned rants about bugs. Him and Rokuro get into a 3-minute argument over a species of bug. The guy rants about fishing. Oh, and tree houses. Tree houses. I swear to God, the guy is a kid in a man's body, and he is like. What makes it funnier is that he's so super serious, right? Like, he has like one mood. It's like serious, but the second you get him started on some lecture and not some nonsense, he's a child again. I'm like, oh man, I love this man. This guy's perfect.
But still serious.
Oh, he's very serious. He is absolutely serious, and I love it for it. So yeah, I'm almost done. Almost beat it. I honestly think this cast. I think I might like this cast a little bit. I think this cast might edge out Arises. I think they might edge out Arises. I feel like they edge him out just a bit. I really enjoyed Arises' cast for just being people, but I enjoy this cast for just being wholesome. Like, just being a wholesome group of individuals. Bastards, don't get me wrong. Absolute bastards, no doubt, but...
Some people going around murdering people.
Hey, look, I don't know what that...
It's murder.
It's wholesome murder. All right? And besides, like, they're not all murderers, I guess. I mean, Eisen doesn't seem like a terrible guy, and Rokuro seems like a pretty chill dude. Fee is basically just a
brother.
Yeah. No, until you interrupt one of his duels. And he's
that.
Yeah, he's not very happy about that either. There's a lot of I know there's a lot of the game left, but there's a lot of like loose ends that still got to be tied up. Like there's Shigure that has to get dealt with. I assume we kill Malchior too. I assume, because that motherfucker's been causing me all kinds of fucking headaches. Jesus Christ, there's a lot. God damn. Okay. Anyways, end of spoilers. End of spoilers. I'm done. No more spoilers. I promise. No more spoilers. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm hoping you haven't listened to the spoilers and they're going to go play Tales of Berseria. Go do it. If you have a PlayStation 4 or a PlayStation 5,
by both of us.
It's like $20. Like, come on, it's $20. Like, you got $20. I know you do. I know you have that money. $20. Make that happen. Other than that, what else have I been working on? Oh, Final Fantasy X. It's been a lot of Final Fantasy grinding in Final Fantasy X. I'm trying to like get through that. I'm trying to get that done. I'm trying to like get the process finished so I can like finish what should have been done like 2 years ago. Finish what should have been done like 2 years. I genuinely think it's been that long. I mean, let me take a quick second and double check. I'm gonna go on a limb and say it's been about 2 years since the last time I updated it, which was I did a small update because I was like, I did
Mhm.
something kind of funny and I wanted to show people. But now looking back, I think it has been about that long since
Hello,
I actively
everybody.
like. Oh, God
Yeah,
damn it! Don't do that! Don't do that.
that would
Okay,
about
here's
fit,
the.
I suppose. Yeah.
Why, hello.
Here it is. November 15th, 2022.
Yeah. Okay. About 2.5 years. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's cool. I love that. Gotta go. Gotta
Hmm.
go tie up that loose end, and I think I'll be mostly done tying up my loose ends.
Cool.
Other than that, CD, I don't got much for you. It's been mostly just catching up on a few video games and listening to people talk about how good Claire Obscure is. Probably gonna
Hmm.
pick that up next month. I want to try it. It looks good. Like
Hmm.
everyone keeps telling me it's amazing. So,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
it's not a full price fucking. It's not a full price fucking video game. I mean, come on. We gotta.
Mm-hmm. More on that later.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. So, you, what have you been? Now that I'm got my
um,
ranting and raving out the way.
Mainly idle games, but I also took another look at Serial Ultimate. Uh, they released the 2.0 beta, which adds another massive amount of content.
Hmm.
They added, well, Serial Ultimate is essentially turn-based RPG, um, where you have a party of up to 6 summoned monsters. Each of them has specific traits, and they can also um, depend on each other, those traits, or rather have certain effects that combine. Like one of them is when the monster provokes an enemy, it dies, but then all the other monsters get 20% stat upgrades,
Hmm.
which can cause interesting effects in a fight. And after each fight, all your 6 beasts are back, so it's just temporary death for each fight.
Hmm. Okay.
Obviously, unless you lose, then you get summoned back to your base and have to start again with the with that level. And you beat each level. Each level usually has a boss at the end, and you beat them. And then when you get back to your base, you can then select each level, and there are certain different types of what do they call it? Well, not biomes, but certain. Uh,
Environments.
yeah, so yeah, pretty much environments that you can select. Where one is, for example, more ice based, can have different monsters, and once you beat the monsters enough, you gain points that you can then use to summon that monster as one of your own. And as time goes on, you also unlock the ability to fuse the monsters. Where have we heard about that?
Right. Right.
But it doesn't create an entirely new one. But one of them gets chosen as the main. It takes over the trait of the other one. So you have then a monster with 2 traits. And the stats get averaged out, and it gets a bit of a new color scheme. And I think the resulting level is about in the middle of the two merges, so you can level that one up again and make it stronger. I don't know if there's additional merging ability later on. At the point where I'm at, it's just I can do it once, and then I have to summon a new monster of one of the types and merge that one with another if I want to try it again. But yeah, that can have interesting effects. Because at this point, one of the monsters I have, for example, is a unicorn that heals one of my other beasts after each attack, and there are other attacks or other effects that resurrect dead monsters in a turn. So all kinds of things can happen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
It's quite interesting. Yeah. And that's been mainly what I've been playing this week.
Okay. All right. So, I love out of touch rich people. I do. I love.
That,
I love.
don't
I
we
love.
always?
I love out of touch rich people, and I don't say that
Especially when they're
because
CEOs or stuff like that.
yeah, it's fantastic. I love it. So, our favorite tool bag, Randy Pitchford from the
My
titular
favorite
Gearbox,
magician.
from the titular Gearbox, decided to open his mall for whatever fucking reason. Decided to
Hmm.
open his face and talk. And we all know whenever Randy Pitchford decides to talk, it's
Hmm.
never a good thing. It's never a good thing when Randy Pitchford decides to open his face. So
Doesn't often turn out good for him.
yeah, it never turns out well. So here's the thing. There had been some I don't there has been the prospect. Now it hasn't been announced. I don't think the price had been announced at this point. That
Mhm.
Borderlands 4, now that games were being now that games are kind of on the table now to be $80, that Borderlands fans were
Mhm.
basically saying, "Look, Randy, don't do this. Don't do
Yep.
this. Don't make your game fucking $80. Come on, man. Don't be this
Hmm.
way." Now, a normal person might have a conversation about this or just fucking say nothing since you're a fucking CEO. Just keep your fucking mouth shut. That might be a great
Hmm.
idea too. But let's face it,
Yeah.
Randy is
He could
terminally.
have. He could have stopped at the first part of his reply, the "not my call," and ended it there.
Yeah.
But he
But
didn't.
no, Randy decided that he was going to have verbal diarrhea and he was going to spew stupid all over the place. So I'm going to read what he said. A, not my call. B, if you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen. My local game store had Starflight for Sega Genesis for $80 in 1991. When I was just out of high school working minimum wage at an ice cream parlor in Pismo Beach, and I found a way to make it happen.
Hmm.
Okay, okay, okay. I look, I could. There's a lot wrong here, but I genuinely do have to say, a real fan, Randy, a real fan, Randy. Listen, Randy. I think Randy. I think you're forgetting the kind of like wet fart Borderlands 3 was. I don't think you're really. I don't think you really understand. Like $80 is a lot to ask already. On top of that, and the fact that your games haven't been that consistent, anyways, you're asking a lot. And to call out real fans, I don't know if you realize this, Randy, but ain't nobody gotta play your game. All right, games, games with low sales go down in price surprisingly quickly. Like, need
Hmm.
I bring up the fact that Veilguard was free on PS Plus after like what 2 months? It was like 2 months, 2 or 3 months. It wasn't that long. I know it wasn't that long.
At most half a year. At
Oh,
most, but yeah, it was probably around 4 to 6 months, something like that.
it wasn't
Not
long.
very long. Yeah.
It was not long.
Similar with Justice League, the Kill the Justice League, the Suicide Squad game.
It was not long.
I think that took 1 year or something like that.
Yeah, before they
Still not
started
very
like
long.
no, not long at all. I can't possibly express how tone deaf of an answer this is for him to be like,
Hmm.
"Oh, real fans will make it happen. Oh, I guess you'll just have to, not buy some stuff and then pick up the game, right? Have to make some cuts if you really want to play it. If you want it bad enough, you'll
Randy
figure out a
Pitchford
way to
saying
make it work."
something. Randy Pitchford saying something tone deaf. Imagine my shock.
Oh, here it is. Where is it now? Randy Pants for now. Okay, so I guess this is something else he said. Oh, boo
Hmm.
hoo! For $80 for Borderlands 4, let me break out the world's tiniest violin crafted from iridium and oiled with the tears of whiny Volt Hunters. Listen, Cupcake, you're not buying a game. You're investing in a premium galaxy-shattering experience engineered to blast your sad little dopamine receptors into orbit. You think quality loot and chaotic mayhem just code itself? You want guns that sprout legs, sing she santies, and explode the loot goblins without paying top dollar? Grow up. Back in my, So apparently,
That has to be a meme.
Gearbox wrote this entire soliloquy. Handsome Jack, president of, I think this might have been on the Gearbox Twitter, as written by Handsome Jack.
Okay. That's interesting.
Oh,
That's
okay.
a
I found it.
choice if
I
they
know.
did
I know
that.
where it comes from.
Okay.
It's Borderlands streamer Moxie tweeted dialogue from Handsome Jack AI prompted by a user.
Ah, okay.
But I will
Yeah,
say,
okay, because
it
yeah,
does sound like some tone deaf shit I would expect. I'm not even gonna front with you. I would have believed it.
it sounds like something they would say if the brakes are off, so to speak.
I don't know, man. I just, most people kind of we begrudgingly accepted $70. I don't buy that many games that are $70 anyway, so for me that wasn't a huge issue because there's not many games I buy on a regular basis that are $70. It just doesn't happen for me that often. I think a lot of people accepted the 70, but were like, they better be fucking worth it if you're gonna charge us this much for this shit. But if we're making an arbitrary jump to $80 for what I can see is discernibly no reason, it's not a new
Mhm.
generation. There's no real evidence that this price hike has to happen, right? At least with a new generation of games, right? At least with a new generation of stuff, you could maybe make the reasoning of new generation, higher costs, price increase. Like,
Yeah,
is it just
that would still have to be proven and
right,
shown
right,
that it's worth it.
right? But at least then you'd have an opening to do so, right? You
Mm,
have the ability to make that mental leap, right? Of it's a new
mhm.
generation, brand new hardware, we have more tools to work with, therefore hire this and we can raise the price. But we are seeing
I'm
what
not
I
buying
think.
it with things like the Switch 2. Not
Hmm?
buying the need for the jump.
Yeah,
For example, Mario
but what,
Kart
but
World. Not
yeah,
buying the jump.
but here's the thing though, right? We're seeing this jump,
Hmm.
and it feels so arbitrary to me because this jump
Yep.
only is happening what I can presume to be because Nintendo's doing it. I
Yeah,
I
that's
I mean,
one reason, I admit.
maybe they were already planning to do this jump, but I feel like this is one of those situations where, I talk about midnight launches, right? And I say if one store
Hmm.
breaks embargo, if one store breaks that embargo, they all break the embargo, right? Because at that point, there's no reason to not do it, right? If one person's already gonna start making sales early, why don't we all? At that point, the sacred trust is broken. I feel like it's the same thing, right? If one person's going to raise their prices on their games, well, fuck it,
The
why not
others are
all of
gonna
us?
jump at the chance. Hmm.
Yeah, no one at that point. Once one person does it, why not? At that point, it's well, I guess we might as well do it. But that's the thing, though. I don't buy that this is gonna be justifiable. Man, they're going to Here's the thing: they're going to price people out of this fucking hobby. It's going to happen.
Hmm.
We're almost to the point. I think
Not
honestly, with the,
completely out of the hobby, I'd say, because there's still some a thing as sales, but they're gonna price them out in terms of, yeah, less people are gonna buy it at release, significantly
oh yeah,
less. So
significantly less are gonna be buying games when games come out.
it's gonna be interesting to see that crash.
Because at $80, it's bruh, you're gonna see I think either people are just going to be I don't need it. I don't need it.
Yeah.
I don't need it. It's cool, looks great. $80,
Hmm.
eh. But see, the problem with this, and the thing that upsets me the most, is that there is no opportunity for people to like really take a stand here, because let's be honest. Let's put our honest caps on
Mm-hmm.
real quick. Ain't nobody taking a stand at GTA 6. Ain't nobody. Ain't no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Nobody is taking a stand at GTA. Anybody who's looking for anybody who is looking forward to GTA 6, which is like a very large majority of gamers are looking forward to that. If they launch that shit at $100 base, you and I both know
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
people are gonna.
GTA 6 is one of the games that can get away with it. Not all of them can.
I feel like that's gonna be a situation where the message should
Other
be,
people
well,
try going at 100, that's gonna fail.
I feel like that. Here's the thing, though, right? I would believe
Mm-hmm.
you, but I believe you that maybe they won't think of it like that. But this industry has only proven that they don't learn lessons. They don't learn lessons. They don't
Yeah.
listen to nuance. There is no nuance in this industry. They see GTA 6 sell at 100, and the first thing on their mind is, well, shit, if they can do it.
Yeah. I'm not claiming that they won't try it. They're welcome to try.
It's not gonna.
But
It's not gonna.
there's a few games that will survive it, let's say. Stuff like, for example, Call of Duty very likely will survive that. Or stuff like FIFA or NHL. Stuff like that. But many games would not.
No, no, no. Very large amount of
Many
these games would
games
not.
would take a nosedive.
A lot of these games are not going to be able to. They're not going to be able to make that kind of a price hike in good faith. Like, that's not a thing.
Mm.
Like, okay, they can try, but most people aren't willing. Most people just aren't going to do it. They're just going to wait. And we know how this industry is. No, none of these other devs have that luxury like Nintendo does, right? Where Nintendo can like
Yep.
sit and wait. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? They could sit and just be like, "Meh, okay, don't buy it. Fuck you. Okay, it doesn't go down in price. Fuck you. Don't pay it then. Play
Yep.
something else." You know, most of these devs and companies don't have that luxury of being like, well, we'll just wait you out. No, they don't. They have to drop their price eventually. Like, it's gonna happen. You're gonna go on
Mm.
sale. You don't have that
Yep.
luxury. Now, I
And with
don't necessarily.
Nintendo, there's still enough people that are gonna buy it full price.
Right. So, look, Randy. I'm not gonna pretend that I respect you. I don't. I think
Mm.
you're kind of a tool bag. But I mean, if you really want, you go do it. Do it. Now, again, I don't know if that price is official yet. That it's $80. Is it? Did he? I don't think that's actually official.
I
I
don't
feel.
think, as he says, it's not his call.
Okay. Well, no. See. Okay.
So,
So my problem
hmm
is I might have interpreted that
hmm
wrong, right? I
hmm
interpreted that as I didn't interpret that as the price is not my call. I didn't
yeah,
interpret. I never
that's what I mean.
interpreted it that way. I interpreted it as like I can't. Hey man, the price is there. It's not my call if we change it. Sorry guys, it's already because he didn't disagree. He didn't like
There wasn't
disagree.
there wasn't the price there wasn't the price announced at that point. And in this case, I'd say the not his call means because they're not the publisher. 2K is. It's not his call what to price it at.
Although now I will say, TD, this leads to a very interesting
hmm
interesting situation for me, where maybe
hmm
maybe maybe in like an alternate universe I might have considered getting it if it reviewed really well, right? But now I might not
hmm
just buy it just because Randy's a fucking tool bag.
It'll depend on A, the reviews, and B, the price for me.
Yeah, if it's 70, fine,
Mm.
whatever. I
If
still
it's
don't like.
70, I'm gonna wait for a sale, definitely.
If it's 70, like that still sucks, but
hmm
at least they're not going full hog. I'm but then again, like I feel like we're at the point where $80 price tag it's gonna be reserved for the biggest games they think that they can get away with it, and I feel
hmm
like Gearbox might just look at Borderlands and be like, yeah, this is it.
I don't
This
know,
is
with 2,
this
2K has been 2K was the one that I think just recently said the thing about Mafia being 50.
Oh, yeah, they
So
could.
they
They
might
could.
see it. They might see it from game to game, and I don't know what level they're gonna see Borderlands 4 at, especially
That's a,
given the sales for the previous games like Tiny Tina's Wonderland and I mean Borderlands 3 did sell well from what I remember, but Tiny Tina's Wonderland I think didn't. Not as much at least.
yeah, it was all right. It wasn't a bad game. It was just meh. It wasn't.
Yeah, but Tiny
It's just
Tina's
meh.
Wonderland, you could notice it's yeah, it's not that
Yeah,
great of a sequel or other, even a spin-off, and yeah.
like I said, it was meh. It was
Mm-hmm.
wasn't. I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it, but
Oh yeah, sure. I mean,
it wasn't.
the
It
basic
wasn't.
the
It's
basic
bo-
shooting
It's
mechanics and all was still
it's
fine, but
if you just wanted more Borderlands, it's more Borderlands. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it.
mm,
It's like you want more Borderlands? It's more Borderlands. Have fun. Strap in. Have some more Borderlands.
mm,
Some more brainless shooting. Some more brainless shooting action to shoot up your dopamine receptors. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what this price is out. Randy, please just get off the fucking internet. Please, nothing.
eh,
Even your
that's probably
corporate
better for
response,
him.
even your corporate responses still come out like fucking douchebaggery. So just to fucking stop.
Eh,
Fucking stop, Randy, please. Like, for the love of God, man, this shouldn't be that difficult for you. Like,
mm.
don't do this. All right, I'm not int- I already don't like you to begin with, but the fact that you all you had to say was, "Hey man, not my choice." That's all you had to say. If you just said that, we wouldn't even be talking about this. But you just had to open your goddamn mouth and say some stupid shit. You just couldn't help yourself,
Mm-hmm.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me. I feel it's genuinely crazy when you have these devs who are already like actively online and they still cannot help themselves. Like they
Hmm.
It's like, my guy, don't you have a company to run and not like sitting here talking down to people or just being an absolute douchebag? Just don't. Like,
He should
don't.
stick to what really counts as a corporate response, because that wasn't it.
Uh, say nothing. Fucking don't say
Yep.
anything. Just don't. Like, silence is a valid response. Like, that's a very valid thing to do. Just say nothing. Just don't say
Mhm.
anything. Just sit
Yep.
there and just don't respond. Doesn't matter. You don't have to
Or if
say
you
anything.
have to, just write the answer. Price has not yet been determined or has not yet been announced. Period. Done.
But yeah, we were gonna talk about game prices, but I think this is kind of like covering game prices, anyways. Of just
Yeah.
like, I don't know,
Yeah, I
man.
think we've
80.
sprinkled that in anyway.
Fuck, man. Like, I just, I've bought really good games at 70. I will not. I will sit here and say the games I've bought at
Hmm.
70 the last year or so have been really good. Metaphor, Refantasio,
Hmm.
the new Yakuza game, fantastic titles. Would not trade those. Would not pass those up for the life of me. But man, you really got to come swinging at this point if you charge an 80. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
Anything less than swinging for the goddamn hills at this point is not going. You gotta. And look, I realize that like people can say, well, game development is really hard, and these people put all their time and money, put all their effort into making these games. So of course they should be compensated. Yeah, fine. I'm not doubting the work that they put in. I'm not saying that there's not effort put in. I'm saying that if you're
Hmm.
asking for my money, at some point we have to kind of come to an agreement of if something is worth that money or not. At some point, like regardless of the
Yep.
effort you put into making it, you can put all the time and money into making it, but if the product that I paid for isn't good, then it doesn't
Mm.
mean shit. Like it doesn't matter.
Yep.
I wasted my money and you wasted your money and time. Either way, we both walk out of here unhappy. So let's
Hmm.
keep it real for a second.
Yeah. And then you have small devs like the Clair Obscur Expedition 33 one that brings out a game for 50 and pretty much brings out a game of the year contender.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I've heard
pretty
I've
difficult to to maintain that $70-$80 there.
In fact, I think, one second, I want to bring this up. Where did I
Mm-hmm.
put it? There was an article I just looked at, or I saw. One second, let me see
Mm-hmm.
if I can find it. Back. Thank you. Back. Where did I put it? Oh, where did I just had an article. I know I just had something that was interesting on this topic, but now I can't find the fucking thing that I was looking for. So you know what? Fuck it. That's all. Fuck it. I'm done with this topic. I can't find the thing I wanted to bring up. I refuse to continue looking for it. I've had enough. It's fucking dumb. I'll just simply say I'll be very interested to see how this all if this $80 price tag is really worth the price increase for them, because if they start seeing a lack in sales and then they start complaining about gamers being entitled,
Good luck with that.
yeah, good luck. Demonize the people paying. I've never understood that, by the way. Like you make a product nobody wants to buy, and then we're entitled.
Yep.
What? What? How? What? How? Dog, like, wait a minute. I'm entitled.
Nah, what I can tell you, you're not entitled to our money. Bye-bye.
Yeah, right? Like, wait a minute. You want my, okay. Fine. Okay. Do you. Oh, you know what? Out of fairness, it looks like at some point, like 3 days ago, there was an update that Randy. I'm not going to say he apologized. He didn't apologize. It's not. There was no apologize. I will read exactly what he said, because some of the articles are claiming that he apologized or that he sort of apologized. I don't think it's an apology at all. So I'll just read you exactly what he said. Nobody likes being taken for granted, and it was not my intent. That's not an apology. That's not an apology.
Nope.
That's not an apology. Like
Nope.
I'm not calling it an apology.
That's more of a sorry you feel like that.
Yeah, it's like,
Smack off,
sorry,
Randy.
yeah, sorry I hurt your feelings. My bad. Yeah, go fuck yourself, Randy. Anyways, what was the other thing I was going to bring up this episode? I cannot remember. Wait, you mentioned here about the FTC in their case against Microsoft. What was that about? I didn't actually know about that one.
The FTC decided to dismiss the case.
Oh,
They're giving up on it.
They're giving up on the case. Okay. That doesn't really surprise me. A lot of cases are being dropped because they don't consider them worth the effort to investigate anymore. So yeah, I'm not surprised. I personally, I'm still kind of amazed that deal went through to begin with. I feel like those were two mega companies that probably shouldn't have been allowed to. I realize the logic of why they were allowed to, but I'm still looking at that shit like, yeah. You really want to let these two guys consolidate? Is that really a great idea? Y'all really want to do that, huh? Okay. Probably wouldn't have taken that choice, but you know, Blizzard was kind of going through a dumpster. Activision Blizzard was kind of going through a dumpster fire around that time when that was in talk. So,
A little bit.
you know, they were probably
a little bit.
they were looking for an easy way out, and I guess Microsoft gave it to them. So I personally don't think that should have been allowed to happen. But you know, do you? I suppose. So before we wrap up, because this is going to be a short episode this week, the Switch 2 supports standard mice.
Yep.
You can just plug in a standard,
Yep.
like a regular
Just
mouse.
put in a mouse, click, and play with that.
Huh.
Games that support the mouse feature of the Joy-Cons are gonna work. Like what's been shown was Nobunaga's Ambition, for example, but pretty sure things like Civ 7 and all that are gonna work fine with that as well, or Metroid Prime 4, very likely.
Ooh. So wait, was that already a thing that the Joy-Con could act like has a mouse mode? Was that confirmed? That it had a
Yeah,
mouse mode? Okay,
yeah.
I didn't know if that was. I never.
That's been one of the big features shown for Metroid Prime 4, for example,
Ah, okay, fair enough.
in the big reveal thing. They did show that.
Hmm. I'm really I'm really looking forward to seeing what those reviews look like. Really, really looking
Mm-hmm.
forward to it. I'm also looking
Yes.
forward to the funniness if they put that thing in dock mode and that thing sounds like an engine taking off. I'm not saying it will. I'm not saying it will. I'm just saying I've seen what handhelds can do when running at high power. I know I've seen what they can do. Now, grant this thing
Mm-hmm.
clocks itself down, so it's not like a lot of these PC handhelds where you can like full throttle the fucking
It
thing.
partially clocks itself down, partially clocks itself up because the GPU part clocks itself up significantly. It's only
When
the
it's
CPU part that clocks itself slightly down when
oh,
it's docked.
so is there a difference between undocked
Mhm.
and docked? I'm assuming it obviously is.
Yes,
Okay, so
yes.
it
The
will go.
CPU part is slightly higher clocked when it's handheld, but the graphics portion is significantly lowered. And the memory bandwidth is also significantly lowered.
Huh. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing like
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
performance
I mean,
things on.
it makes sense when you have a 1080p screen in handheld and a 4K support on the TV.
Yeah, okay, but
You need
oh,
significantly more power there.
yeah, but that okay. So
Hmm.
right, but I would expect both aspects
Hmm.
to say go down a bit in handheld and then go up in docked.
Yeah,
But
but usually yes. But usually bad.
you're saying that one goes up, one goes down in one mode, and then they swap
Yeah,
on the
it
other mode.
doesn't go down much.
Oh,
It
okay.
doesn't go down that much.
It's a
It's
minor. It's
I'm not sure how much it was exactly, but it was just what was it, 100, maybe 200 at most. I think something in that area, but it makes sense because in 4K, for example, you need significantly more GPU power, and you can get away with a little bit less CPU power at that point because to they just have a certain upper max temperature that they don't want to exceed. So that's very likely why they chose that.
got it. Got it. That makes sense.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. That makes some sense, son. Because I was confused. I'm like, what? Why wouldn't you just clock them both? But I
Yeah,
guess.
initially, when you just see the table with the comparisons, you think, huh? But
Yeah. Yeah. That's about right. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
You summed up my feelings. Just like what? What? Why? That doesn't.
Wait, docked is lower? What? That doesn't make sense. Did someone mistype this?
I mean, silly graphs and charts wouldn't be the first time I've had to witness them. God knows I
Hmm.
know plenty of companies that do that shit on a regular basis. Here's a graph that means absolutely nothing. Cool.
Hmm.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
Here's a table with data. Oh, whoopsie, there's some typos in there. Whoops.
Cause I still can't get over
Happens.
I still can't get over for what it's
Hmm.
saying it's going to be able to do. Like the sheer thickness, the
Hmm.
thickness of this thing does not. I've seen more videos of it. It doesn't seem that thick of a device.
Yeah, the Switch 2 itself, I think, is pretty much just as thick as the first one, I think.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Or
I would
at least
expect it
just
to be
slightly
I would
thicker.
expect it
But
to
yeah.
be a reasonable amount thicker. Not I mean, I'm not saying like super duper thick, but you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like I would assume with given what they're doing with it,
Mm.
like I would assume a bit more.
Would you expect a thicker, a bigger cooler in there, or why would you expect the thickness?
Well, I guess logically it would be the cooler, right? Like logically that would be the
Hmm.
thing I would expect that would need the most space, right? It was the thing keeping it cool at that point.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
But
given the size, the thing seems a bit bigger than a normal Switch, so I'd assume with that extra size, you'd have more
a
space
little.
with that, right? Right? Like you'd have
Although
that.
I think it's not much. I think it's not much bigger. I don't remember the exact size comparison, but it was still in a reasonable area because I think the display is slightly larger in terms of that, but I think the margins weren't that much. The frame
Oh.
wasn't that wide, I think. Let's quickly check the Switch 2 size. Because that's official data that we can compare. There's the dimensions. All right. The Switch 1. It's side by side. There we go.
But
So
yeah, here's
I'd say
a
let's compare the OLED version, since that's the newest one for
here.
the
I'll put this is
Switch.
something someone created. Take a look at this.
Mm-hmm.
The hours aren't
Ah.
important. It's just the sizing.
Mm-hmm.
Now pictures might not be the most
Yeah, a little
reliable
bit
thing.
wider. Yeah. Yeah, that's the biggest difference. It's a bit higher as well, but thickness is
The
pretty much the same. Yeah,
the
because
be- and also the
the
bezels
OLED is
aren't.
14 millimeters and this one is 13.9 millimeters.
Oh, okay.
The width is 176 compared to 272. So that's yeah, it's about 10 centimeters wider overall.
Also, when I look at the hours for it, because I was
Mm-hmm.
always curious about the
Mm-hmm.
hours of it are basically the same as like the base Switch, the very first Switch that they
Yep.
released, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So,
Because the battery isn't that much bigger, but the draw in power is obviously significantly higher.
so
Or rather, not the power draw is significantly higher, it's pretty similar, but the power it can produce is significantly higher. So it would make sense that it's less efficient in comparison to the OLED version of the first Switch in terms of
so
that.
yeah, that makes sense. Because I saw this I saw this on a, I forget where I saw it. I ended up saving it because I thought it was an
Mm-hmm.
interesting comparison. Because I tend to be more of a visual person, and seeing them visually made it more sense to
Mm-hmm.
me. And I'm like, ah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that makes
Yep.
that makes sense. Although,
Mm-hmm.
how do you come up? All right, so they give you these time frames, right? Like the 2 to 6 and
Mm-hmm.
a half hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
I really want to know what they tested to come up with a minimum of 2 hours. Because two
I'd
hours
say
must be like a worst. 2 hours is the worst case scenario, right?
yep.
That's like,
Yep.
I would assume that's like the worst case. Like you're out in like the extreme heat playing an extremely intensive video game or some nonsense, and you might pull like
You're
2 hours
you're
out of it.
drawing pretty much as much power as the system can take.
Right.
Is usually. I think that's. I'm I'm not sure if they use specific games with that, but they probably have test cases for that in terms of what can go the highest in terms of power output, or
Yeah,
they
and then
just
they.
or they just do a hardcore test like do as much load on the system as possible to have it draw the most power and see how long that takes.
Oh, right. And if it lasts 2 hours, they go, okay. Worst case
Yep,
scenario,
that's the
we
minimum 2 hours.
worst case scenario,
Hmm.
we throttle this thing like a motherfucker. It's gonna get at least 2 hours.
Yeah,
And then best case scenario, you're pulling like
and
six or close six
yeah,
and a half.
because that's some lightweight indie title that's originally probably for the Switch One or something like that, and it's still compatible. That draws as little as possible,
So
stuff
yeah,
like that.
I might, I will make
Right.
sure let me make a note of this so I make sure I
Mm-hmm. And you can be sure that there's gonna be a refresh for this system that's gonna reach around the Switch OLED hours,
Hell yeah.
something like
Oh,
that. Because
absolutely. Absolutely. I would be remiss if that did not happen.
we
If we
already
don't.
know that that the chipset isn't made in the most efficient process. They
Oh.
chose the cheaper process, which uses more power.
Ah, okay.
I think it's TSMC as it often is, and they have two processes available for this chip currently, and they chose the cheaper one.
Noted.
So I'd say, depending on how it goes, I'd give it maybe. Let's. How long did the originals take in terms of release dates? Yeah, it's probably gonna be 2 years after release of the original, and then we're gonna get the refresh that takes less power. I'd
That's
say that's a reasonable time frame.
yeah. That sounds about right. That sounds about what I would expect from them.
Mm,
Honestly,
yeah, I wouldn't expect
get it out 2 years
faster.
to get some advancements made and
Hmm.
redesign the board a bit, and throw a different throw a different processor on there. Call it a
Hmm.
day.
Yeah,
Grab a couple extra hours out of it.
pretty much the same processor, but made in more efficiently.
All right, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed today's show. Uh, been a bit of a slow week. We will not be having a show the following week.
Hmm?
Well, because you're just not going to be here that week, so we're just not going to have a show that week.
Yeah.
No biggie. Don't worry about it. We're all good. We just will not have a show, so that will be a thing. But as always, you can find us on a variety of platforms: Google, Apple, and Spotify, and on my YouTube channel in video form every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. I have so many things I still have to get done. I have so much stuff going. Like,
Yeah.
bro, I got so much done these last week or so between taking my PC apart and throwing in a new processor. I had to replace.
Hmm.
So this board, the new board I replaced it with, because I don't think about this stuff till after you open it up and check out the new board that you
Hmm.
buy. The way the
Uh-huh.
way the SATA ports are positioned is weird. Because the last one, the
Hmm.
SATA here's the board flat, right, and they were horizontal like this, so you plug them in
Uh-huh.
to side.
Okay.
This one has two like that, and it has two that are just vertical ports that you
Hmm.
have to plug it. So I
Hmm.
mostly have
Okay.
normal old straight edge, straight line SATA connectors. So I had to go buy a
Hmm.
couple of the 90-degree, the
I
angled
see.
ones. That way they were
Hmm.
easier to deal with. So I went kinking the cable all over the place trying to get it to work.
Hmm.
So I had to
Yeah.
do that.
Mhm.
That was fun. I had forgotten how much processor I ended up throwing into this, because I went from a 2700X Ryzen,
Mhm.
which is like a second gen Ryzen, to a 5900X.
Yeah, that's three
Yeah.
generations up. Yeah.
I
Uh-huh.
kind of wait. I
Is
mean,
it
I
on the
didn't.
same level, or did you switch there something there? Is it
Hmm?
still the same core count, or
1 sec, and I can tell you the difference. There is a difference. I just don't
Mhm.
remember what the difference is. 2700X versus 5900X. There we go. Ah, here it is. The difference is. Oh, why do you have to make me put in all this extra effort to find a couple of basic
the
statistics?
5900 is a 12 core one? Yeah, that's neat. Mm. Yeah, that works out nicely.
Which also probably explains why when I render videos, back then, whenever I would render, I would notice that my CPU was hitting pretty high, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even hardware encoding, I was seeing some decent CPU. I was seeing some high CPU usage, but it didn't usually affect my system much, right? Aside from just the high CPU
Mm-hmm.
usage. Now, since I threw this bitch in here, bro. CPU usage is like 30%. Like, bro, like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get like the extra. Normally I don't put too much stake in putting in more cores. Like, I usually don't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like I'm not CPU rendering, so I know like more cores isn't
Mm-hmm.
gonna make that big of a difference. But I have seen a significant change in just render performance in general since I made the
Ah.
swap.
Yeah, that's neat. What was your first one? The 2600X?
2700X.
2700X. Okay.
And just for the record,
Uh-huh.
that thing was a champion of a processor. I do not regret that.
Okay. Yeah, you went from 8 to 12 cores. Yeah, that's a decent upgrade. And obviously, several generations of Ryzen. That's also gonna help you there. Yeah, the TDP is the same, so both use up to 105 watts. Yeah, but yeah, when you have the additional thread count, that's interesting. But it's interesting that it only goes to 30%. So that sounds like not all of the cores are really used. Yeah, so it's definitely a good upgrade.
I mean,
Certainly.
I see a performance difference, so I don't think it's
Mm-hmm.
being utilized. I'm definitely
Oh yeah.
seeing a
Mm-hmm.
significant change in performance, which, gonna be honest,
Yep.
kind of regret not getting this done sooner. Honestly, it wasn't that bad as I thought it was gonna be. I was
Mm-hmm.
initially like worried about the swap because
Mm-hmm.
hardware swapping, when especially when you're pulling like an entire processor and having to put everything back in. So okay, this is my fault because I had never actually
Mm-hmm.
tried to do this. So I didn't know I couldn't do this until I tried. So
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to test because I have like 4 fans in this thing, right? And I have them
Mm-hmm.
I had them connected in pairs via a Y cable, right? So like a pair of
Okay.
fans connected via Y cable, and I had another pair. But due to the way
Mm-hmm.
this board's set up, I couldn't have them both plugged into separate fan headers because the positioning of everything would have made it awkward to make that work, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I was like, okay, fine. I'll just have them all connected to the same and I'll just plug them into one. But I wanted to test
Mm-hmm.
and make sure that would work before I like went through the hassle of like getting everything in there and then having to try to like
Mm-hmm.
maneuver and unplug something. So I
Mm-hmm.
put the power in and turned it on. Didn't turn on. And I'm like, okay, why did it turn on? Turns out I didn't know this because I'd never tried it before.
Mm-hmm.
PCs just won't even attempt to boot without a processor inside them. Cause I hadn't put the processor in it. It just won't
Mm-hmm.
even. It won't even start. It's not like we're not like it's not like you have a processor without
Yeah.
a fan without a
You
system fan on
tried to
it.
turn on the system without a brain.
Yeah, yeah. Turns out I should have known better. I don't know why I thought. I don't know why I thought that would work. I thought it would. I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I tried. It didn't work, and I'm like, oh no, did I break something? I did not break anything. I just was like, I pulled out my
At
phone
most,
and go.
at most, what you can do with some boards is upgrade your BIOS without the CPU. Some boards allow that.
Yeah, yeah. Because some of these boards for
Mm-hmm.
Ryzen, if you want to like upgrade
Uh-huh.
them to a higher processor than what the board initially, because they put out firmware to like let you put in newer processors into the
Yep.
board, and
Mm-hmm.
some of them you have to do that. You have to like upgrade
Yep.
them. You have to update them before. So you means you have to put in an older processor in
Mm-hmm.
first, and then it's a fucking
Yep.
mess. Also, first time I've ever had this happen, the BIOS battery
Mm-hmm.
was dead.
Oh, okay.
BIOS
On the old
battery,
one.
huh? In the new one,
Oh, okay.
it was dead.
Okay, that I had never had that happen.
I
Interesting.
know, right?
Okay.
I know,
Ah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
It was dead.
That's a new one.
I
Mm-hmm.
know it was dead because I set the
Mm-hmm.
BIOS settings. I did some stuff with my PC. I had to restart, and then the BIOS
Mm-hmm.
was reset.
Huh. Okay.
And that's
And you
sick.
didn't upgrade. You didn't update the BIOS in between.
No, no, didn't
All right.
no. And I mean, BIOS
Yeah.
settings just resetting on their own is usually a sign of a dead battery. So I
Yep.
replaced the battery, and it didn't do that anymore. I have
Mm-hmm.
never in my
Yeah.
life bought a motherboard
Mm-hmm.
where the BIOS battery was already dead. That is
Mm-hmm. And
that is a
to be
first.
honest, I never even had a dead BIOS battery with my systems. Ever, I think.
I
Even the
once,
long-term i7 to 2600K that I had, even that one
once,
did run a dead battery. Huh.
once, and it was
Mm-hmm.
back in like the early 2000s. I had
Mm-hmm.
a BIOS battery go dead. This was all. This was
Uh,
like before Horizon, like way back, way back,
uh-huh.
way back.
Yeah.
I've had
Yeah.
one BIOS battery die in my entire history of PC building. And
Mm-hmm.
this is the second I've ever. This is the first I've ever seen a brand new motherboard out the
Yep.
box,
Dead on arrival.
which is dead on arrival. Thankfully, I have some
Mm-hmm.
battery cells because I have a couple items I have to like replace on it once in a while.
Yeah,
Like once a
thankfully those are standard.
yeah, like once every year I have to replace a few of my tracking tags for some
Mm-hmm.
of my items, so I
Okay.
have to have those. Thankfully, I
Mm-hmm.
have them because elsewise that would have been annoying. But
Mm-hmm.
I've never
Mm-hmm.
had a BIOS battery just dead on a.
Huh.
I've never seen that before. So
Uh, yeah.
you learn something new. I honestly I don't. I mean, how often does a BIOS battery die on these fucking? I don't think they die that often. Like,
Usually it shouldn't. I mean, I don't know how many years one should survive, but quite some time, usually.
yeah, like it's just a clock, right? It's basically just a clock, basically. Like, or
Mainly
it's
yeah, as
it,
the clock should be the main thing that it keeps up because the whole other battery setting, BIOS settings are just saved on there. They usually shouldn't need any battery there. No, it's just should just be the clock, yeah.
so there you go. You learned something new. I had a battery,
Yep.
a BIOS battery dead on
Yeah.
arrival. I can't say that's ever happened before, and I can't believe it
Uh,
actually happened. Because that's the thing. If you've never experienced a dead BIOS battery, you would never know to change the battery, right? Like you've just gotta,
yeah.
like the only
You wouldn't
people who
think it's
know to
that,
do
yeah.
that, only people who would know to do that offhand are people who've had it happen at least once, and I just happen to be one of those people. Because
Mm,
once it
yeah.
reset my settings twice without me doing anything to it, I'm like,
Hmm.
ah, it's the fucking battery, isn't it?
Yeah.
God damn it! Ah, fuck. Thank God I have batteries just sitting around. Anyways,
Hmm.
everybody, stay tuned and go out and play some fucking video games. And I hope nothing inconvenient happens to you this week. See you later.
So yeah.
Fucking BIOS batteries, man. Fuck. You just.